Welcome to Hack the File. I'm Michael Lopez, and on today's episode, we're going to be doing video 2 on the digital forensics DC3dd file, and we're going to do file recovery and data carving with Foremost. Enjoy. All right, so I'm having video technical difficulties where it's not doing the picture of me in the screen, but that's okay. Y'all know what I look like anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and run this video just showing the screen. So this is like I said, the second video of the digital forensics with Kali Linux book by Pact, written by Shiva V.N. Parasram. All right, and then I got a couple of really good books like this, The Ideal Team Player. This is a really good book, really good video by Patrick M. Lencioni. You guys should go check that out. Check the video out by that guy. And his philosophy on an ideal team player is really cool. I agree with it. I've met a couple of people that were janky as heck, and they fit right in line with the what's not an ideal team player. So I like this book. Anyways, we'll open up the Kali Linux forensics book, and I've done this video once halfway through already, so I was already over there on that side. On that page, but I have to redo it because I was having problems. All right, so let's start reading this. So in my last video, I don't know if you guys remember, but if you guys are following along, the first video was me creating a DC3dd file for my own USB drive. And in this channel, I like to do more realistic stuff with these books. So it gives you a whole list of like example files that somebody else created or burned that you can look at using this using Foremost or whatever to carve the data out. And we're going to use our own USB drive. I put a couple pictures in there, like desktop images, and I put some text files that we're going to look at. So it's a little bit more realistic, and I can actually say that I've done it for real. I don't know, that's kind of stuff matters to me. And anyways, so let's start by reading this. And I'm not going to read this start right here because this just goes over like what metadata is. So if you're watching my videos, you're pretty much intermediate or whatever. Even if you're basic, if you don't know metadata, I know you've been hearing a lot of metadata, Facebook and stuff like that, where you change the Facebook to meta. And what it was basically saying is metadata is data about data. Okay, I'll read a little bit of this. Helps operating systems identify data. Metadata includes technical information such as the creation and modification dates, file types of data. This data makes it much easier to locate and index files. Okay, so that's what metadata is. Data about data. That's it. Okay, so we're going to skip all this, and we're going to go to Foremost. Because in the last video, I created the file, and I can't remember what I used. I think I used just the DC3dd command in Linux. I'm pretty sure. And then I created the file, and I think I looked and I saw the file on my Linux box. So we're gonna use that. And if it's not the right file, then hopefully we learn something from this, because the purpose of my videos is to troubleshoot through real-time troubleshooting. I'm not going to go through, do it, and make a video of it and show it to you and say, hey, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you the reasoning and the mentality and how I figure out how to do all this stuff. And usually that's from trying to use my brain and figure out how to do all this. And if I get too frustrated, I'll Google stuff, but rarely do I do that. Okay, so In this lab, we'll be using digital forensics tools, testing image created by Nick Micas. So this is going to be his images that he wants to open up with Foremost, but we're not going to use those. But that's what's cool about this book, is that you can actually, he gives you examples of some actual big giant files or whatnot that he has, you know, custom tailored for this. Like I said, I'm going to use my own USB drive with my own stuff in it. So, okay, using Foremost for file recovery and data carving. Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. Foremost is a simple and effective command line interface, right, tool that recovers files by reading their headers and footers. We start Foremost by clicking Applications, Forensics. Okay, so I already know it's not in there. Okay, since I've already told you I did this video halfway twice already, it's just so frustrating. And I didn't have it in my VM, and I had to run this sudo app get install. Okay, so sudo app get install Foremost. So if you're into cybersecurity, which I'm sure you are, if you're reading this, or if you're looking to get into cybersecurity and you're basic, it's fine. Remember this apt-get install. Okay, so this apt-get install is how you download new apps, right? So you're gonna want to type sudo, which gives you privileges, and you're gonna say apt-get install Foremost, right? Or apt-get install the application that you want to download. Okay, so I already did all this, and that's fairly easy. That's fine. Installing Foremost. Okay, so now I've got it installed. Once Foremost is fully started, the terminal opens and displays the version creator. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go into like my VM right now, and so I've got to start my VM and find out. Hold on, where I'm gonna open this. We're gonna open that. Okay. Let's see, I had this. I had to restart. Okay, so as you can see, I sudo apt-get installed it. I spelled apt-get wrong the first time. I wish you would have saw that. It's this is all about like what's going on and how you can make mistakes. Anyway, so we'll go in here and we're gonna try to find Foremost now since I installed it. So we'll go here and I'll type in Foremost. There it is, Foremost. Okay, we'll start that right. Here's Foremost right here. Alright, now let's go back to, you have a better understanding of Foremost. You see that picture lined up? You have a better understanding of Foremost and the switches used. Try browsing the Foremost Systems Manager manual. This can be done by entering the following command, man Foremost. So we'll do that. Okay, so man Foremost. Okay. So man Foremost. So Foremost recovery files using their headers, footers, and data structures. That's pretty cool. Okay, so recovery files from disk image based on a file specific type. Okay, support. And we're gonna try to keep this video 30 minutes or under 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go kind of normal pace, kind of fast. Okay, support the. Okay, so these are the images it supports, and so this is all images. So it might just take out the images on this. I don't know. I was hoping you could do images and text files too. Does it say .text files here? I don't know. Anyways, so we'll see what comes out, if anything comes out. I don't even know if it's gonna work. Okay. So press H for help or Q for quit. So we're gonna quit that. Like I said, this is I've never used Foremost. I've never carved out examined a file that I had made from my own USB drive. Like I said, when I went through this book in my class, I used his examples. So this is going to be pretty exciting to see if the file I actually created will work. I can actually read it. I don't know. It might not. Okay, so don't get too excited, you know. But at least you can follow along, and then if I can't do it, you can figure out where I went wrong, and you can do it. So, okay, the output display the user's manual for foremost, along with the supported files formatted. Okay, so and then we can learn like together with this. You know, this doesn't show any text files in here, but I don't know. Let's see. The syntax for using foremost is followed. Foremost minus I is the forensics image. Okay, so this might just do images. Minus O output file options. Okay, which is fine. Okay, so in this example, we specified the 11 car FAT-DD. So mine is going to be a test USB file. Okay, located on the desktop as the input I file. So it says located on the desktop. That's, you know, that's kind of confusing because usually it pulls from your home directory, right? But this, he said, it's located on my desktop. But does he specify desktop directory? I don't know. We're about to find out. And a specified empty folder, the named foremost recovery. So we're going to name that the same thing too, foremost recovery underscore recovery, as the output file -o. Okay, so I know. Additionally, other switches can be used to specify as needed. Okay, so we might have to go into there to the other switches and specify a directory. I don't know. We'll see. It should be mentioned that the file locations of images and carved data through specify. Okay, here it is. It should be mentioned that all the files location images and carved data, although specified as a desktop in these exercises, should be unique to the case and perhaps even stored on forensically sound media in keeping with proper case management. That meant nothing to me. See, that's you know, you read these books and you're like, you know, you either got to be super intelligent or you got to have a lot of experience. But I'm gaining some experience right now with it. This says that it, to me, how I read this says that, yeah, it can be located on everywhere, you know, wherever you specify. So you might have to go to man, right, and check out how to do that. But this does not say what the default is. Okay, in this case, it's the desktop. So I guess we're gonna have to look at the command, right? To begin carving the 11 FAT file, mine is going to be USB test 1 image with the foremost. With foremost, we type the following command in the terminal. So foremost I, here's this file, -o. Okay, so it's going to be wherever that file is, but how does it know? Does it go to a default desktop? We're about to find out. The following image shows the command line terminal. So let's click on this. Can't do it. Flies in here. Okay, okay, let's read that and then processing car. Okay, then we're gonna fiddle with it a little bit, okay? Because mine is in my home directory. It's not on my desktop, so we're gonna fiddle with this. We're gonna mess with this a little bit and see how it works. Okay, although the characters found looks quite unclear while processing, the results can be clearly categorized and summarized in the specified output folder. So first of all, let's foremost recovery. Let's create that. All right, let's create that folder, and I'm not gonna create it through the command line because I'm just gonna go in here to the home. See, here's my DD file, right? I'm gonna create a document. I'm gonna call it, what was it again? Foremost. Foremost recovery. Okay, just created that foremost recovery file. Okay, here's my test UB, and I created in my home directory. See, so Cali home Cali, right? So let's see if in this man foremost it had any directory Yeah, turn on indirect block detection, write all headers, set output directory. Oh, okay, so defaults to output. Okay, so that's it right there, right? So we're gonna, let's see how that works though, because that's confusing to me. Usually your default is your home. So, or I don't know. So I'm gonna copy this. Foremost, the name of the file, dd. Foremost minus I. All right, let's do that. Oh shit. All right, what the hell's that? What is that called? Okay, so that's called test usb.dd. Let's see if we can remember that. So like that, was there a okay, there's an underscore right there. So I probably just put the directory in there, huh? So let's, I'm assuming you can just put the directory, but then there should be, let's just try it like this first. Let's see if it defaults to the home. Foremost recovery. Okay, so I did that. Okay, foremost, and it put home Cali, so that's going to my home. Foremost recovery, not a directory. Unable to open output directory. So that's not a directory, right? Let's see. Maybe you have to put the whole directory. This is what I kind of guessed, right? Oh, can't do that. Home home Cali, foremost recovery, not a directory. Did I spell that right? Foremost. Home Cali foremost recovery, not a directory. So that's saying it's not a directory, okay? Let's say that. Syntax for using is followed. Foremost. Alright, hold on. Following image shows the command line in the terminal. Foremost recovery. Okay, so he said he put this. What did he say he put that in? Okay. Foremost. Okay, in this example, we have specified the 11DD file located on the. So let's go ahead and put that on the desktop and see what happens. I want to see why though. That I don't understand. That's ridiculous. So I'll copy that, paste this on the desktop. So this is the type of stuff you got to do, man, to figure this out, get it working, and this is what you do, man. You know. So now let's go to my command again. Test USB DD. Let's go here. Okay, so it can't. What it's having problems with is this foremost recovery. So let's go back in here and look. See if I entered that in correctly. Yeah, I did. Okay. So it should be. Alright, let's look at set output directory. Set configuration file to use. Enable quick mode. Search verbose mode. Let's do verbose. Let's see what's going on with that. I like verbose. Oh. Ah, baby kitty, you're hurting me. Nothing, huh? Where would I put this? Baby kitty, Whiskers, you're hurting me. Let's see. Let's see. My cat is he's a little baby and he's looking for me. Oh, Whiskers. Alright. Let's see what we're doing wrong here. Maybe I'll put both of those files on the... Maybe that's not the right type of file. So, this is a... Did I make that a... Oh, I didn't even make this a... Okay. So... So this is not even a .text file or nothing. It's on here, so that should be okay. Let's see. Oh, you're so cute. I know. I'm here. You were looking for me, little dude? Right here. My cats! I rescued this cat that his mom... I wish you could see. He's cute. But I guess I went to the fair and his mother... Some kids probably took him from the mom or something too young. And he he's so little that he follows me around. He thinks I'm his dad or his mom or something. And at night he soothes himself and sucks on my blanket. It's pretty cute, but it's sad. But I took him because those kids were gonna leave him and probably die. So I just took him. Anyways, okay, back to the show. So this is probably gonna take me a little longer to figure out. Foremost, then yeah, home Cali foremost. So this is looking at not a directory. How's that not a directory? So what was that man thing at? Write all headers. You write audit. Do not write detection files. Set output. So output foremost recovery. Why is that? That's weird. This is foremost recovery. It's a .dd. Is this got to be a .dd file? Desktop. So let's change that and go here. Yeah, cute. Let's go. See if that works. So home Cali desktop foremost is not a directory. Let's see if this helps. That doesn't work. Let's do this man foremost. Foremost. Page. So now we're going to look at the help because I want to see how this functions. So summary of less commands. Commands marked with number in parentheses indicated the behavior and key process caret. Display this help. Moving. Back one line. Forward one line. Right? What the heck? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't help at all. Okay, so okay, so here it is in the directory. Type number. So you do have to put a directory. So I'll put the directory. It's saying that that's show help screen exit. So let's quit. Foremost. There you go. Something happened. Let me see what I did wrong. Okay, so let's go back up here and see what I did right. And so okay, so you have to enter in a directory. That's basically all it is. In the book example, so this is how this is reading. It's just showing you the name of the file, and then but over here it says in the example we have specified this file located on the desktop as the input file, and specified the empty folder named Foremost as the output file. So what it doesn't show you is that they put the directories in here. So this should have a directory in front of it, right? Is what I'm guessing, right? Input should have had a directory, boom, boom, boom. So, or I don't know, but sometimes these books, they read weird, okay? And they assume a lot of things. Hopefully I did this right, and it found this without me having to put the directory too. But right here you had to put a directory, and I guess it ran off my home and not the desktop one that I put on the desktop, because I just put the Kali home directory. So it found it in my Kali home directory, and then it found this in my home directory or the desktop. I don't even know. I should take it off the desktop, rerun that, just so I know for sure, right? So that's what you could probably do. So I've got it running, I don't care. But you want to find out all that stuff, right? You want to know, do you have to specify a directory on this? Because I'm assuming the default is your home directory then, because I didn't specify the directory of the desktop on this one, and this one's not pulling from the desktop, it's pulling from my home. So these are the kind of stuff you got to think about and figure it out, you know. This because you know, sometimes you don't have a teacher to explain that to you that already knows that, and sometimes these books don't explain it very well. Like that obviously didn't explain it very well, okay? Unless I was higher up and I knew something that a beginner doesn't know, which I doubt it. I'm sure the higher up dudes just have a lot of experience playing with this, right? But this looks like it read my file, because it looks like that. See? Okay, so let's go to the next step, and we can figure all that out later. What I'll do is I'll put notes and why, because I mean we can test it and run it again, but I don't want to mess with anything right now. I want to get this running. So although the character found looks quite unclear while processing, the result will be clearly categorized and summarized in the specified output file. Okay, so it's going to look real nice in my file, supposedly, right? Tip: for quick access to some of the commands in Foremost, use Foremost -H. It is important that the specified output folder is empty, or you will encounter problems, as in the following screenshot. So Foremost started, then it says it's getting problems because it wasn't empty, right? Oh look, see, look. Wait a minute. Foremost root reference. No, okay, so I don't know what that is. Anyways, had some problems on this picture, but mine was empty, right? You saw me create it, so it should be okay. Once the process are complete, we can navigate to our output folder and view the findings. Once Foremost has completed the carving process, so let's go back here and see what it says after it carved it. As you can see, it's way bigger than that person's Mikas or whatever his file was, because I had like 8 gigabytes of crap in there. Actually, I only had a couple gigabytes, but the whole USB drive was 8 gigabytes. found additional. So this is probably. Oh, wait a minute. This is a way different. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see what file that is. That might be a bigger file than I thought. So that might be the wrong file that I was originally thinking, but it's okay. It's a file. Viewing the foremost results. Once foremost has completed the carbon process, we can proceed to foremost recovery output folder. So we're gonna go home. Okay, so his was in the home. And his, okay, so his, it looks like it does default to home, right? Because his recovery file was at home, but his output file, no, wait a minute. That's his output file, foremost recovery. Okay, so that was in home, so it's backwards. Anyways, I don't know. If we open up the output directory, we can see the carved items categorized by file, along with the audit.txt file that contains details of the findings. Within the audit.txt file, we can see a list view of the items found by foremost, along with their sizes and offset locations. Let's go in there and look at that, right? So okay, this is opening it in Visual Studio. Okay. Okay, we don't want to open that in Visual Studio. Okay. Let's open this. That opens. Okay, so that's. Does it say what they opened it with? Audit. So that put foremost results. That turned it into a file, right? So why? Okay. So it should be a file right here. It says foremost. Should have turned this into a file, no? Public downloads. Code desktop bases. Alright, I don't know what's going on. Or maybe I don't have, maybe I need a different, because that doesn't, I don't think that worked. That might be even be the wrong. Yeah, because I didn't have additional counts and all that stuff in there. So, okay, so I might have to make another DD3 file, because I think this is the wrong USB, but it still should have found. Okay, yeah, this has got my apps on it actually. This doesn't have any images. This DD files is the wrong one. So that's fine. Yeah, Bone script. This is a script that I wrote and a couple applications I wrote a long time ago. So I don't think there's any images on this, but this would be the wrong DD file anyways, so I'm gonna have to redo another one. But didn't that, where did it say the out? Let's read this and see what the output is going to be anyways. So it ran that, outputted it, although and it's reported that the specified folder is empty. Let's press output folder to view the findings. Once Foremost has completed the carving process, output folder. So he's in home. Now these are files now, so this is this. It made an output directory, so it didn't make anything for us. So let's do this. So now those aren't even on the desktop. This is going off of my home directory. Looks like it's actually doing something now. Looks like it's doing something different. See, this is the stuff you got to do in your free time. Ah, baby kitty. Ah. Little boy, you messed up my thing, little boy. So I'm probably gonna pause it right here, the video, and then we'll see what happens. This is probably gonna take a while. Looks like it is. So see you guys in a sec. All right, we're back. So, okay, so this is why you mess with things. Okay, so if you look in this, first of all, the recovery using Foremost finished. Okay, and I just did it twice. I don't know what happened anyways, but if you look at this, he's in his home, he's in foremost recovery, and it's a file, right? Then he's gonna go to this. Then when he gets in there, he has a audit.txt file, and he's got GIF. Now here's all the stuff that they extracted, okay, from that check-dc3dd file, right? And he's gonna look at his audit file. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look, right? And we're gonna see. So obviously there's no file right here, right? That says foremost recovery. But if you go here to this home, here it is. Okay, so I don't know why I did that. And this is something you can investigate deeper into, like I will. I mean, I would if I cared enough. I'm not getting into digital forensics right now, but if you are getting into digital forensics and stuff, you need to know all this stuff, right? You need to know why. So I'm assuming that when I ran the command, I put the directory home in there, and it made a home directory, right? Or something, but instead of the name. But here it is. So you open that, and here's the audit.txt, right? And Visual Studio is fine if it wants to open in Visual Studio. I need to get some better opening tools here, but Visual Studio is really awesome. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. So here's the audit file, right? And the audit file says it opened the test USB DD file that I took off. I took a image of it from my USB, and apparently this USB had one GIF, 6 kilobytes, and then it had couple BMP files, HTML file, OLE file, XLSX file, which, you know, the docs file. It had a bunch of zipped files in it, and this breaks down what it had in it, right? 37 files were extracted, one GIF, one BMP3s, 26 zip files. I had 26 zip files in there, so I don't know. This is not the the one I intended to use as an example, but this is kind of big. Okay, so but they're zip files, so I'm sure these are probably my applications that I had, the additional calcs and all this other applications I wrote a long time ago. But they're in here, right? So now we'll close this, and that shows what it extracted, and here they all are. Okay, there's the GIF right here. We can open this GIF, and this is Network Management Solutions GIF, right? And so this helps you extract evidence for, let's say they give you a USB drive. You're gonna want to watch the first video to get an extraction, and there's many different tools, many different solutions. But this is what you're gonna get when you try to recover it, right? So you made the image. Now you want to look at it. This is just one tool, Foremost, and it lines it up like this to where you can see your audit text. And here's the zip file. Here's all the zip files, and I can unzip these and recover the data, right? And you know, your GIF right there, you can see that maybe they had a bunch of pictures of like somebody breaking into somewhere, or the wife cheating on them, or the husband cheating on her, you know what I mean? So, I mean, not GIFs, I'm sorry, images. So this is what it extracted, okay? And let's go ahead and, so it's working. So this is basically lines up to what we saw, except they had JPG images. So what I wanted to do is, what I can do is, I'll do another download using like probably FTK Manager or something like that in another video, and I'll have files and stuff like that. And I actually want to make like an EO1 file, and then I want to open that, look at that, maybe an autopsy. So this is just an example of how you recover images that, you know, using like different file types, right? So when scrolling down the audit text file, you can see the summary of the files you found, which is particularly useful when carving larger images. So, you know, we can look at here, and we can open this, and we can go to the bottom, and that shows, see, that shows the 37 files extracted. I already showed you that. And then number of files carved and extracted. So the first 3 files listed are the JP image files. So we didn't have any image files. We had a lot of zip files. So then you would be able to go into the image file subdirectory, you know, one of those other files, and you would see what images that were on there, JPG images. So this tool actually is good for extracting images, I'm assuming, because it says. So this probably wasn't a good example, right? Because it didn't have any images in there that I could show you, but the rest of the stuff works, so you could assume that the images work, right? But in real life, when you get some evidence or something like that in digital forensics, you don't know what's going to be on there, right? It might be images, might not be. So you're going to want to use a tool that can carve out images and everything, right? It can do everything. I'm sure Foremost, if you looked at the file types, it did everything, right? As we can see in Foremost, is quite powerful data recovery file carving tool. File carving can take a long time depending on the size of the drive and image used. If the type of file that needs to be recovered is already known, it may be wise to specify the type using the type option. So we could have did that type DD, right? To reduce the amount of time taken to search the entire image. But I guess we didn't even need to do that because it wasn't a big image. Before running Foremost again, remember to choose a new type or empty file output. We can also use Foremost to specify individual file types for faster search using the T option followed by the file extension. As we saw earlier when running the man Foremost command, Foremost supports a variety of file types, including JPG, so the image, GIF, and then we had a couple GIFs in there, PNG, BMP, AVI, MPG, WAV, MOV, PDF, doc, so any kind of doc, zip, see zips were in there, and MP4. So this is actually really cool. Foremost is it does everything. So let's try to recover only JPG images. Now, what you can do if you buy this book, you can go here, right? And it gives you one that already has images in it, and it's already carved out. I mean, it's already created for you, right? Okay, so I've saved the extracted graphics file on my desktop. First, change the directory to desktop using CD. Oh, okay, so whatever directory he was in is where he was running his file. Yeah, there he is. He's on the desktop. I didn't even notice that. Was that on there before? Let's go back and see that, and that'll answer why I was confused about that. Nah, he was in his root. He was in his root. So that's why he was in his root. So that's, you know, so you gotta watch how these are all written. Yeah, or I'm not understanding what's going on, but that's fine. I mean, that's how you figure it out, you know, mess with it. I don't like to take just like LeVar Burton on Reading Rainbow. He's like, but you don't have to take my word for it. I like to investigate myself and fiddle with things and mess with things. You know, cybersecurity, I found that you got to be a tinkerer of sorts, man. You got to love to tinker with things and fiddle with things and mess with things and figure things out. I mean, that's the only way you're going to learn the best way, I think. And so here he's extracting it on the desktop, and he's doing another file. But for what we want to do, we're good. We've accomplished what we want to do, right? This is going a little deeper into it, and I don't want to go do it again, but because this video is running kind of long. But there you go. And like I said, this book is great. this digital forensics with Cal Linux book. It's going to teach you the basics, and if you do the assignments right, do the images they give you first. But what I recommend is creating your own images from your own USB drives. Get like a 1 gigabyte, USB drive. Buy a 1 gigabyte USB drive. Put some pictures on there. Put some .text files. Put a zip folder. Put whatever it is, and then run this video again, right? Or run the video 1, and then do video 2, this second video, and do it yourself. And then that way you know that you can do it from real situations, not just the examples given in the book. Because, okay, so if you did this and use the examples from the book, you're not going to know how to create a DC3dd file if you skip that section, right? Let's say you go straight to the recovery and you're like, I want to know how to read these. It gives you the files already created, so you're not gonna know how to create them. So you want to go and know how to create them, video 1, and then save them, and then review them. Review that file that you created. Now, if you go to the other the video 1, I'm sure that it gives you some DD files that's already created, but I mean, it tells you, it runs you through the process. So create another file. So I'm gonna make another video, maybe 2, where I'm going to create, like I said, the EO1 files and stuff, because those are the most popular, I guess, files. And I'm going to look at that with some images and stuff with something else, with another tool. So the more tools you know how to use, the better, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is HackTheFile, and I'll see you next time. Have fun.